Hey guys, Huzzy bringing you another video. Now welcome to a new patch note breakdown. So we do these on bigger patches, and obviously this is going to be a bigger patch. This is technically the first patch of Season 10. I think before this was patch 9.24b. It's now 10.1, so officially a new season. The rank season obviously will be starting Friday, and obviously I'll be jumping straight into that on my main account. But yeah, right, so let's see what is about. I imagine this is going to be a fairly decent-ish patch, but we'll see if I think it's going to change anything with the current meta that they've had in preseason. So all the new skins, we'll go over them later. So, worth noting, Rank 2020 begins January 10th at 4 AM. So, yeah, by the time you wake up, if you are, I know there are some people who take the day off for the first day of the season. Obviously, I'll be just streaming then, but, by the time you wake up, the season will be up and running wherever you are in the world. Set. New champion is coming, obviously. I will be playing him in top lane. He will be kind of probably part of my kit, and I will say tomorrow, I've already recorded the video, but tomorrow is my champion pool video that I always do. I forgot to include Set in my potential top lane picks, but yeah, he is going to be there. Mr. Incredible New Lord, welcome, dude. But I always, when a new champion comes out, I don't like to spam them because I know their strength when they get into the game straight away is likely not going to stick around, so yeah. Right, straight up, Aphelios, we have, I presume, some nerfs. Movement speed for Aphelios has gone down by 5, and the health has gone down by 30. Then the ultimate used to be in... Oh, so the Infernum ultimate, the one that you're always seeing on, like, Reddit, one-shot 5 people, that specific combination of weapon and ultimate has been nerfed. So it used to be 100%, like, on secondary targets of damage. It's now 75. So the first target it hits, it does the most damage, and then now it does less damage on the other targets it hits. That makes sense to me, and that will hurt him a bit. I still think this champion is going to be incredibly strong, and I'll be honest, I might have mentioned it in a commentary, I do feel, I'll admit, I got duped by this champion, and I think a lot of the community did by Riot. He isn't hard to play. Like, I'll straight up say, I was wrong. When Riot came out, I was going, there's so many combos and it's really hard to play, you got to learn all of them. It's not hard to play at all, because all of the combos work with each other, like, crazy amounts. If there was only like 3 combos that worked well together and you had to precisely get them, fair enough. But there's like 12 combos that work like perfectly well together, so he isn't hard at all. I think QtPie said it the best. It's like you can just basically just smash your keyboard and you'll do damage, and he does every job of AD carry. So yeah, he isn't hard to play, and I will fully admit that I was wrong about that champion. Like, he is dumb and easy to play. He wasn't hard. So yeah. Next up, Aurelion Sol. He is quite weak right now, I would say. Well, I don't know. Is he weak? The problem when it comes to Aurelion Sol, I never know if he's weak or strong because you don't see them. That's the problem. So he's basically a one-trick champion. So I don't know if he's strong or not, actually. So what are they doing? Passive star, base damage, they're nerfing Aurelion Sol. What? Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Wow, okay. Poor one-tricks, I guess. Because, yeah, Aurelion is, let's be honest, a basic one-trick champion. That's not a negative, by the way. He's got a very unique playstyle. Very roam-intensive. Very roam-intensive, very weird in, like, his mechanics as a whole. So, generally, the only people that play him are people that main him. So, that's a nerf to them, I suppose. But I guess, obviously, Riot has the data just to show it was a bit too strong. So, yeah. Okay, it doesn't really affect me at all. Azir, not really a champion I've ever played. I've never loved playing him, but I always get concerned when Azir is strong. Azir is in the trifecta of overpowered high-rating champions. Thank you much, Batten Schalakt. I probably butchered that. But the trifecta of overpowered champions in high rating, there's probably more than 3 nowadays. But it used to be Kalista, Ryze, and Azir. So much so to the point that Riot gave up with balancing those champions. They literally couldn't balance them for low and high rating. If they balanced them for high rating, then their win rates were like 40%, because it would be really weak in low rating. If they balanced it for low rating to bring up their stats, then they'd be literally unstoppable in high rating. So Azir has that problem with his kit. Arguably, Akali is kind of in that kind of trifecta now as well. A couple more champions maybe too. But what are they doing to him? So he's getting a buff for his ultimate, Base damage is increasing by 25, so it's not... Well, actually 50... It goes 25, 50... No, that's more. 25 buff at rank 1, 75 damage buff at rank 2, and only 25 at rank 3. So it's interesting. Okay, so it's a mid-game power spike, and then the wall duration has gone up by 2 seconds. That's more significant. The wall itself is lasting longer, but I wouldn't say that's going to make him overpowered or anything like that. Azir's ultimate was good, obviously, but what made him kind of obnoxiously strong with the better opponents and the higher rating you go was just his lane harassment with WQ, that he could just hold you forever, and there's nothing really you could do about that. So, yeah, I think that's fine. Corki. Our base damage increased later, so we're not really seeing any Corki anymore. So they are buffing his late game by 20 damage at rank 3. Yeah, I don't see Corki making an impact. Like, you're never going to play Corki bot lane. He just isn't relevant in bot lane anymore. And mid lane, I hate to say it, but Lucian is probably just better in mid than Corki is. And obviously I hate Lucian mid, but yeah, I just don't see a place for Corki anymore. I think he feels too old. So yeah. Jax are now works of Ginsu's Rage Blade. Oh, snap. That could be quite big. So that's well, weirdly, that might not even be technically a buff. That could be like a bug fix. Like, why did it never work on his ultimate technically? But yeah, that's going to be a very fast attack speed Jax now. Ooh. Okay, fair enough. Like, I know Ginsu's is an item that some Jaxes buy, but I know it hasn't been like a 100% purchase item on Jax. It most likely now is going to be a 100% purchase item on Jax. Ooh, Jace! Are they buffing him? Jace is not in a good spot right now across the board, yep. With Kleptomancy gone, yep. What are they doing? So, Q Shock Blast, they're giving him more late game? Yeah, they are. Okay, that will help a bit. Early game, so rank 1 doesn't change. Rank 2, slight buff. Rank 3, slight buff. Significant buff comes in at like rank 4-ish? Yeah. Okay, that might help. I might test him out. Maybe I'll even test him out today because I love Jace. I do. I love the playstyle. So maybe I'll test him out today if I'm doing a flex game or something today. And just see how he feels. But yeah, because obviously there's a lot of new lethality items that will synergize well with him too. So maybe. Kalista. What's happening? They're doing the trifecta of overpowered high rating champs. They've done Azir, now it's Kalista. Base health and armor growth increased. Okay, so not really damage based, and I think that would be the more issue. So it's more just survival based than, yeah, literally here, I think this was said, being cautious and optimistic with these buffs, like Azir, based on her low presence in pro play. They know if they muck up this buff and make it a slightly too strong, it will be Kalista and Azir in every single game, in Challenger and every single pro game. So they're being careful about it, which is good. Casawin, what are they doing to the old guy that, you know, basically wins everything in late game? Movement speed decreased and arm mana penalty duration now displays on icon. Oh, that's nice. So the movement speed has gone down by only 5. Right? And then the Kassadin's mana debuff duration now... Oh, God, that isn't hardly a nerf at all. That's fine, by the way, if you're a Kassadin player and you still want to use him for rating in the early season... Still play Kassadin. Yeah, that's not really a nerf. 5 movement speed. Wow. Like, no damage nerfs at all. Okay, sure. Kog'Maw. Our mana penalty duration. Okay, so it's the same. So a lot of people, if you don't know, Kassadin's ultimate, Kog'Maw's ultimate, when you cast them, they increase in cost of mana every single time you cast it up, and then it resets after 10 seconds or something. It's always been sometimes a bit unclear when is that, you know, getting rid of that and all that. So they're now both these abilities being shown directly on the ability icon itself. So that's a quality of life change. That's good for those champions. Mordekaiser, presumed nerfs. Passive duration decreased, movement speed now flat. So it used to be 5 seconds that your big AoE damagey bit was on. It's now 4 seconds, and the movement speed when you got your passive, because what was the obnoxious thing with him is that he also got a movement speed buff to stay near you when he was doing the AoE damage. Well, now it's only 3%, at all ranks. It used to be 3, 6, 9, depending if you're level 1, 6, or 11. So that is actually kind of big nerf. You know, he's a big melee champion, pretty slow in movement. You know, when he's level 16, he used to have a 9% movement speed buff when he had his passive up. So I actually think that is quite a big nerf. And even in like the 1v1 in top lane, that will help people get away from him or like kite him a bit easier. So I think that's a good thing. Nami, E now empowers the target's abilities. Whoa, really? Empowers the target's next basic attacks and abilities. That is pretty damn big. Because we've seen it sometimes in bot lane that you'll be like, okay, someone's playing, I don't know, Ziggs bot or Syndra bot, and they pick Nami with them. It's like, oh, why would you pick Nami with them? Like, she gives an auto attack buff. Well, now she gives a spell buff too. So that is like just a straight up buff and synergy for mage bot lanes. Hell, not even just mage bot lanes. Ezreal now will work better with Nami and stuff like that. Like, that's pretty good, like, for Nami. And again, I'm not a massive fan of Nami, as you guys know, but that's not because really of the champion. That's more because I've always randomly, notoriously had bad Namis on my teams. You know, we all have it. You know, right now, you guys could name a champion that you're like, I never get good X champion when they're on my team. One of those for me is Nami. They all just die a million times, and then you never feel like they're doing a lot. But the champion itself is okay. Sejuani. Base health growth increased, frost armor resistances ratio increased, and E base damage increased later. Whoa, these are straight up buffs. Health growth has gone up to 100 from 95. Not a crazy amount, but that's fine. Passive, it now gives more armor than it used to. And more magic resist? Yeah, so just straight up a buff for her passive. Okay. And then E damage, buffed at rank 2 onwards with a 40 damage buff at level 5. That's pretty good. Like, that's not bad at all. Is it enough to make her meta, though? I don't think so. Because, like, the problem with Sejuani in the jungle, obviously, she hasn't really got the pressure that I think is needed in the current meta of fighting all the time. Farming incredibly fast and dragon pressure. I don't think Sedge has that, really. So I don't think she'll be meta. Maybe in pro play, but yeah. Shyvana. Ooh, what are they doing? Hopefully they're not getting rid of AP Shyvana, because that's really fun. Passive is being updated. So Shyvana now gains 5 permanent bonus armor. And magic resist for every elemental and elder drag she slays. That's the same. Cloud Dragon now increases Shyvana's fury gains. Oh, that's nice. So, well, that's kind of weird, though. So, Shyvana really wants Cloud Dragon over pretty much everything else. Huh. So, because her ultimate technically doesn't have a cooldown, it's giving her quicker fury when Cloud Dragon's in the game. It makes sense, but yeah, okay. And then E, it used to do... Well, that's a buff? Oh! What on earth? Okay, so the E used to do 3.25 targets maximum health. It's now 3.75 targets maximum health, just straight up buff. And marked monster damage cap has also been buffed. So this is just a straight up buff for Shyvana. Snap, I might play more Shyvana. I like playing the champion. I like playing at AP, obviously, because it's funny. But that's a straight up buff. Yeah, it's an on-hit buff, obviously, but that still is a buff. That's still pretty nice. Because obviously AP Shyvana still does want to go auto-attack things occasionally too. Sylas. So I have heard there are potential weird things happening with this champion. Right. That's a lot of red. Whoa, they're doing... Whoa, what are they doing to this champ? Okay, worth noting. I'm not looking yet. I haven't looked at this. I haven't seen a Sylas in all of preseason, I think. And that's for a reason. He was incredibly weak. So... let's get into it. Health has been nerfed. Health growth has been buffed, so by a level 5 that would have equalized. Armor's been nerfed by 5. That's a big nerf. Armor growth, however, has been buffed by 1. So by level 5 it will equalize. Magic resist has gone down by 7, but magic resist or growth has gone up by 0.5, so that will equalize at level 14 and will be a buff after level 14, technically. So his early game is suffering here, let's be honest. passive is a buff on the first thing that they're doing. 1.1 total attack damage with now, used to be 0.2 ability scaling, is now 0.25, so slight buff. The radius, however, of the AoE when he does that AoE attack has gone down. New, now grants Sylas 60% attack speed when available. Okay. There now is 3 stacks to it, so he actually can pop it off more. And now execute secondary target minions below 25 health. Okay, that's kind of nice for farming. That, to me, seems completely fine. There's nothing out that I would disagree with that. It's shorter range, but you can do it more often. And it does more damage. So, that's okay. Q, cooldown nerfed by a second. The chain damage has been nerfed, straight up nerfed, by, well, actually by quite a bit. 0.2 ability power nerf and a maximum of rank 5, 45 damage is just gone. That's the initial part of the chain. The detonation damage, however, has been buffed. So that is where he's trying to get his damage back. And actually, that's quite a big buff. Also, there's a guy spamming. Like, guy, stop spamming. So yeah, the detonation damage is up considerable. 0.2 that, so the 0.2 that he's lost here, he's gained here. But then, you know, he lost 45 damage and max rank on the actual spell. He's actually gained 95 for the detonation. So it kind of works out as an overall potential buff, maybe. And then the detonation minion damage reduction, it used to be 45 because his wave clear was too strong. It's now being buffed that it does 60. Or is that a nerf? Which way does that work around? Is that meaning it's doing 60% damage reduction, or minions only take... Which way around is that? It's always awkward. Is that a nerf? So before, minions used to only take 45% damage less, and now they're taking 60. So that's a nerf. Ah, okay, that's a nerf. So his wave clear is strong. But remember, you've got to link the changes that they're doing. Oh, yeah, you're right. 60% damage reduced would be flat. And obviously this now isn't flat. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, that does less damage. But remember, link the Q with now your passive will be doing more damage to minions and you can do it more often. So your wave clear is probably going to be about the same. Caged can no longer be cast during E. Okay, that's actually kind of big because obviously a good Sylas would E and then Q at the same time and get the whole combo off. He can't do that anymore. God, they are butchering this champion by the sounds of it. W, basic attack Wait, what? It's not a basic attack reset anymore? Oh, mamma mia. That's not good. But the actual damage has gone up. Yeah, 0.2 more scaling. The cooldown has been buffed, so it's actually a 4-second buff for late game. Removed, however, no longer deals 50% increased damage to targets below... it's no longer an execute, everybody. That's quite big. Now, the heal used to be heals for 75% more if Sylas is below 40%. It now heals more based on Sylas's health, up to 100% more at 40%. So that is a buff, potentially, overall. And then the mana has... Ouch. It used to be 40 mana across all ranks. It's now 70 at rank 1 and goes up to 110. Oh. Like, what on earth? Oh. E. Removed. Basic attack reset. Oh my god. What are they doing? So there's no attack reset anymore, but put the second half to it, when you actually latch onto somebody, it is doing a lot more damage. So it used to only have a 0.2 ability power ratio. It's now a 0.1. A 1 ability power ratio. So if you've got 600 ability power, it'll be doing 600 ability power bonus damage. Obviously before magic resist is taken into account. They've removed the shield. Wow. They've removed the shield, but they've buffed the cooldown. And lookout. Okay, and then ultimate basic attack reset's gone. Oh my god. So yeah, Sylas before was a bit obnoxious because he did have 3 auto attack resets. Yeah, they've removed all 3. Just to make it clear, if people don't know what basic attack resets or auto attack resets are, they are basically that when you go for an auto attack in League of Legends, there's an animation, and up to a certain point that the animation is done, the damage goes off. But a lot of the time, champions have got like an increased animation even after the damage has happened. some spells in League of Legends, basically, after you get that auto attack off, if you cast the spell at the perfect time, the auto attack damage goes off, and then you do a spell, and then another auto attack happens straight away. Sylas doesn't have any of those anymore. He used to have 3 of them. That's quite a big nerf. So I kind of feel sorry if you're a Sylas player. Again, obviously, for the vast majority of players, they will just stop playing this champion. But if you are somebody, let's say, that fell in love and got really attached to the champion, yeah, effing chat for you. It kind of seems that he's maybe just a straight-up more assassin now, potentially. Like, no auto-attack reset, so everything is just about doing as much burst as you can in one little combo, instead of, like, trying to, you know, have it out. Like draw it out. So and with better scaling in some areas as well, like big bursts. So that's my prediction. I think Sylas now might be legit. This is why you should probably read this. First, we're changing his early lane to be more in line with someone like Echo and Fizz. So yeah, they're changing him to be more of an assassin, I presume. So there you go. Ouch for Sylas, I guess. Varus, that was long. Q cooldown and Blight cooldown refund decreased. So Q cooldown has gone from 20, it was really long, 20 seconds at rank 1. It was 12 seconds at rank 5. It's now 18 and 10, so 2-second buff all around. And then also the Blight cooldown refund, used to be 4 seconds, it's now 3 seconds. And obviously that's something to do with his passive. That's like bonus damage or something like that. So overall buffs for Varus. Vi are now unstoppable for its whole duration. Wait, was it never? Giving Vi a quality of life change for her ultimate, making it work more consistent against knockups and knockbacks, and letting her stick to a target throughout the ability's duration. I don't really remember this not being this, unless anybody in chat can think about it right now. Like, whenever you odd someone on Vi, you always went to them. So I guess, I don't know, maybe there were instances that someone could get away even though they're getting ulted at the same time. I'm not really sure, but alright. Zyra. Oh, the dash was immune to CC? Oh, wait, really? Oh, there you go. So people in Twitch, this is why it's handy doing these live. You can knock her up when she knocks them up, when now she can't because it's now for the whole duration. Oh, okay. So there you go. That's pretty good, actually. That's a good quality of life change. Zyra. Empowered E slow decreased. So that's a nerf to Zyra by 5%. But there we go. Support items. I'm going to go in detail of these because obviously we don't really ever build them on my channel. So that's health regen is new. So that's a buff. Ability power has been nerfed on the item, but has been obviously given health regen. Health regen, health regen, health regen, mana regen. So it's health regen for the tank items that is new, and there's mana regen for the support items, like the enchanter supports and mage supports. So that's just a straight up kind of buff, I'd probably say. So there you go. Conqueror now shows the total healing in its tooltip. That's cool. Omnistone, I don't care. Bug fixes, Warwick's Q depletes mana and goes on cooldown if the target dies. That's good for him. Ardent Sensor, missile type. So there we go. That's all the changes. So of this, I want to try out Jace. I want to try out Shyvana. And that's probably about it. Yeah, maybe Vi like is a potential to be in my champion pool because she is quite good. But yeah, so not a crazy thing. Someone said Ardent is actually pretty big. Ardent Sensors. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I missed that one. So the Ardent Sensor is the bug fix to Diana and all that stuff. So to make it clear for people, because there were some people I think a bit confused, it was a bug, but it was a very long-lasting bug that went under the radar because no one did it. It was a bug. It was confirmed to be a bug. Basically what happened was Ardent Sensor obviously gives its users attack speed when the user heals or shields an allied person, allied friend. What was happening with Diana and Udyr and Skarner is when their shields procced themselves, like Udyr's W, Diana's W, Skarner's W, it counted that as an allied target. You as a player yourself, whatever champion you're playing, you're not an allied target to yourself. That's not how League of Legends works. So it was proccing the attack speed when it never should have been proccing it. So that's what the bug was. It was just incredibly long lasting because nobody was doing that build. Apart from, worth noting, Udyr, One Tricks and Mains were actually doing this build for quite a while, but because so little people play, obviously, the champion, Riot didn't really see it as an issue initially. But then Diana came around with the rework, and then Skarner came around in top lane. Then it became an issue of like, okay, we do need to fix this bug. So yes, it was a bug, 100% confirmed. That's not the way the item is intended. It's now is the way it's intended. But yeah, so there you go. It is now fixed, so it will no longer work for Diana and stuff, so they will no longer be building it. All right, so upcoming skins: Mecha Jax, Mecha Leona, Mecha Draven. I actually didn't know he was getting one. Mecha Set, Mecha Garen, and the Prestige, unfortunately, is Garen. And then Fel George Sylas. So they're releasing a Sylas skin on the patch that they kind of look to be completely changing the whole champion's identity of like, oh, he's kind of like an AP mage, but went for good sustain fights and stuff like that. Yeah, now he's like an assassin, so it's a bit weird. And then, yeah, so we should be able to work out what's getting the chroma, by the way. Can anybody see which one has got the green chroma? As a colorblind person, I'm not the best person to work that out. It will most likely be, well, it's one of these. Is it Is it that one? It that in my eyes looks like that might be the one. Am I hovering it? So it's Draven. So that's the first Draven LPP potential bundle that we're getting. I'll send a Riot a message literally after I do this just to confirm if it is that. But there we go. That is the patch overall. Nothing crazy, I'd say, for the start to the season. I will still just kind of mention I'm a bit nervous that they have still not mentioned anything about MMR and what happened last season or anything like that. So hopefully it'll be okay and it won't be like a complete fiesta like it was last season. Like people in gold from Season 8 got to Master in Season 9 with a negative win rate, by the way. Like that was just like... Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But there we go. This was the first patch note video technically of Season 10. Hopefully you guys have a good season. Good luck in your placements upcoming. Obviously there'll be plenty of content on my channel that will be starting out with the main account and pretty much only the main account. All the gameplay that you'll be getting, if I do 2 gameplay videos a day, both of them will be the main account straight away. Obviously not every day I'm going to do 2 gameplay videos. You'll get, you know, the Challenger Spectates. You'll get profile reviews that we might do one of them at the beginning of the season. You'll get league discussions and stuff. So not every day you'll have 2, but most days you will. And someone just said, wait, how did you climb with a negative win rate? Yeah, that is how broken the MMR was at the beginning of Season 9. And then Hyper Speedy, thank you very much. Appreciate it with the Twitch Prime. But that's going to be it. If you guys enjoy it, like it, comment, subscribe. Do let me know what you think about this. And I will mention in the description of the video, there should be a QT link. If what I want you guys to do, there will be some incentives like Riot points and stuff. Go put your goal for rank in Season 10. I should have probably mentioned that at the beginning of the video to go do that. But yeah, go give me your goal, that what you want to achieve in Season 10 in that QT, and there will be some incentives, Riot points, and maybe I'll give one of these Draven bundles over there as well. But that's going to be it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.